What's going on, world? This your lady Pink. How y'all doing today? So, if you're wondering how I'm doing, baby, I'm doing fabulous. Today is a very beautiful day, and my hair is really soft. Okay, so I'm having a good day today. But anyway, so as the title says, I want to talk about all the jobs that I've had and why I no longer, or all the companies that I've worked for and why I no longer work for those companies. Somebody requested this video, and at first when they asked me to do it, I was like, don't nobody care about why, the companies that I worked for and why I'm no longer there. But I was just thinking about it. I'm like, well, maybe there's somebody who wanted to go to a company that I've worked for and wants to know, the pros and the cons of that company. Now, let me let you know, baby, if y'all have been watching me, I take a long time to get to the point. And I'm sorry, I don't try to. It just happens like that because I guess I like talking. Okay, so, you ain't got to watch the whole video. I'm just saying it's probably going to take me a while. Okay, y'all ready? You ready? All right. So, the first company that I worked for was Snyder. And I was pulling tankers with them. I didn't even get out of training. Like, you have to be in training for a while, not just like to learn how to drive the truck type of training, but training to learn how to, do the pull tankers. They have pull tankers because, they have the surge, like the slushing, of whatever product you have in the tanker. So you have to, they was teaching us how to, float the gears the way that they wanted us to. Like, if they would want us to skip the gears, go from like 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 to 10th, that minimizes the, anyway. So and plus they teach you how to, pressurize and depressurize the tanks, to let the stuff come out of the tanker, let the liquid flow out. But I didn't stay in training too long, so I may be describing it the wrong way about pressurizing and stuff, because like I said, I didn't stay in training too long. The reason why I left Snyder was because you have to climb on top of the tankers to they have like these little valves up there that you have to open up, and I had no idea I was that afraid of heights. Next time you look at a Snyder tanker, you will see that there's no guardrail. There's nothing that you could hold on to when you're on top of that tanker. You just have to be up there. If it's windy, if it's raining, whatever the fuck going on, baby, you just got to be up there and hold on tight. Because if you fall, you just fall. There ain't nothing to grab onto if your foot decides to slip from up under you. You know what I mean? So I couldn't handle that. I couldn't imagine dying on the job, so I couldn't. I didn't stay with them. And by the way, I just want to know, has anybody, when you are on top of that tanker and they got this big hole, which they call a manhole, and it is actually big enough for somebody to fall into, like, the tanker, and I'm a big girl, and even it was big enough for me to even fall in there, and that shit scared the shit out of me. So I just want to know, has anybody that's watching this video, or you or anybody that has anybody ever fallen in the actual tanker? I have always wanted to know that. If you know somebody, or if you yourself has ever fallen inside of a tanker, please let me know. I want to hear all about that story. And did it have product in the tanker when you or somebody you knew fell? Because I can't even imagine. I would be so scared. But anyways, so that's the reason why I quit Snyder. So right after Snyder, I went to Warner. I did most of my training. I did a lot of training in Warner. That's when I was learning how to drive the truck and stuff like that. So Warner, I'm not gonna lie and just say that Warner was just a terrible company or whatever like that. But the thing is, I was just still so new at the whole truck driving thing. I felt like I had better opportunities. I felt like the dispatch was really forceful, like they had me doing things that I didn't want to do. I didn't feel comfortable doing, and I just didn't like it. So I probably could have stuck around. I was being a little pussy, I ain't gonna lie. I could have stuck around, but because I did do that little Dollar Tree account with Warner, and I immediately after the first load, I was like, nope, this ain't for me. So then I went OTR, and like I said, they just had me doing little stuff that I just didn't want to do. Like I said, the dispatch was forceful. I didn't like when they was trying to force me to do stuff, but honestly, they wasn't just really, I'm not gonna say that they're just as bad as some people might think they are, because they really wasn't. I was just like, no, you know what, I'm Kalani Miles, I deserve better. I need a dispatcher that's gonna be, you know, nice and blah blah blah. Like, I was all full of myself. I didn't know any better in the beginning. So that second company was Warner. Like I said, they were just too forceful. I didn't like it. I'm not talking bad about any of these companies, by the way. I'm just telling you my experience and why I no longer work for them. Baby, I wish y'all could feel my hair. I'm just saying. I know y'all don't know how soft it is, but it's so soft and I smell so good. I know y'all don't know what I smell like, but I smell really good. Anyway, so that was number 2, Warner. Number 3, I went to Crete. Crete was like, I loved Crete. Crete was, they paid the most. They paid, to be over the road, if you stayed out for, I think it's a minimum of like 3 weeks, they paid you 44 cents a mile. Now 44 cents a mile, it ain't just like, oh my God, it ain't all that. But I had only had 3 months of experience at the time. So when they told me that they was gonna pay me 44 cents a mile after I had only had 3 months of experience, I was like, oh yes, baby, it's going down. I'm going to Crete. So I went to Crete. I stayed with Crete for 6 months, and then I got fired. That's a whole nother story. I wouldn't have left Crete. Like, I would have not left Crete. I started off over the road, and you guys, once again, I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody, but I guess I kind of am. Beware of this dispatcher named Corey. Everybody who I know who works for Crete at some point in time had Corey as a dispatcher. He is the most anyway, yeah, he make you want to fight him, okay? So yeah, if you get Corey, beware, okay? Anybody who works at Crete, if you've had Corey, I know you're probably laughing at me right now, because you know how he is, okay? But anyway, so yeah, Crete let me go. I wouldn't have never left. And then anyway, I eventually went on this Georgia Pacific dedicated account with Crete. It was fabulous. I loved that. I went to the same places back and forth. I loved it. And I loved my fleet manager. She was just cool as she wanted to be. I loved her, you know. But yeah, they let me go. So I can't go back to work for them for like another 4 years or some shit like that till 2020. So Crete was a good company. I definitely recommend them. Who else? After Crete, I went to Pam Transportation. I was on a dedicated account where I went from Laredo to Louisville, Texas, which is like over there by Dallas. So I went back and forth doing that. It wasn't really just a bad company. I just didn't, I don't know. It's just like, you ever get with a company and you just feel like it ain't a family environment. Like, you just feel like you just a piece of meat to them, you know what I mean? And I guess that's the way most trucking companies treat you. But it was just something about Pam. I didn't like my dispatcher. I didn't like the route. Like, at first I thought I was gonna like the route, because I'm like, shit, I'm just going back and forth from Laredo to Dallas, you know. So I thought that was gonna be cool, but I wasn't getting enough miles. I had to be off on the weekends. They didn't let me run the weekends because I like dedicated accounts, but not because I want to be home every weekend. I like dedicated accounts because I like to know where I'm going. I like to know, like, if you're on a dedicated account and you go into the same places, you get a chance to, you know, meet people who, like the people who work there and stuff like that. You become cool with them. They might not let anybody else bobtail into the facility, but then you become cool with them and they're like, oh, come on, Pinky, I'm gonna let you bobtail. You know, I mean, that kind of shit would happen to me all the time. Like when I was doing the Georgia Pacific with Crete, I got cool with some of the people who was working at the docks and stuff like that, or people who was working at the guard check, and they would let me just kind of do what I wanted to do because I became cool with them and familiar with them, you know. So that's why I liked dedicated. So, you know, that's why I like dedicated. And somebody told me in my comments one time that I repeat myself a lot. They was just a little troll. He was like, yeah, you just keep saying the same thing over and over. I know I say the same thing over and over. I know I'm redundant. I know I'm repetitive. I don't know why I do it, y'all. It's actually kind of difficult to get on camera, even though you guys are not like actually here with me right now. I'm just looking at myself in the camera. It's actually hard to concentrate when you know that this video is going to be viewed by thousands of people. You know what I mean? So it's not as easy as it looks just to get on here and talk about shit. So for the people who got something bad to say about me, all the haterade going on in the world, baby, you could kiss my ass, okay? Because I ain't got time. But all I'm saying is, I know I repeat myself, and I don't try to, y'all. I try to hurry up and get to the point, but once again, That don't always happen for me. It just don't happen, and I'm sorry. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Wasn't really liking that account with Pam because I wasn't getting enough miles, and so therefore my check wasn't enough. Like every week my check was like freaking $500 or something like that, and I wasn't liking it. So I said, no, forget Pam. So after Pam, I went to Interstate Distributor, and by the way, it is called Interstate Distributor. I know a lot of people who say this shit wrong. They say all kind of shit, but it's Interstate Distributor. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, I went to Interstate Distributor, and I was on another dedicated account called Domtar. They had just started this account when I got over there, so it was really all over the place. Nobody knew what they was doing. My fleet manager, he was really the only one who knew what he was doing, but he was gone on vacation for like a week or something like that. So Interstate was cool. I actually plan on going back to Interstate. So, I didn't stay on that dedicated account. I actually left the dedicated account for all kind of other reasons, dealing with my ex-fiance. We ended up teaming, and so anyway, I ended up leaving there. I ended up leaving Interstate for such a stupid, it's so embarrassing. I don't even want to tell you that's how embarrassing it was. But I left Interstate for a very stupid reason, and once I left, they didn't take me back. So I wouldn't have left. Like I said, the reason why I left, it was so stupid. When I look back at it, I'm just like, damn, was you really that stupid, Pink? And Pink was like, yep, you was that stupid, girl. So anyway, Interstate was a good company. They ran us hard. We made decent paychecks, and I don't know. Interstate was cool. I left them for a dumb reason. If I could go back, if they take me back, I'll go back. I really liked Interstate. Although I do not like their terminal in Fort Worth. Okay, I do not appreciate, how dirty it is. And I got a brand new car that I feel like I want to be clean all the time, and it just got a dust bowl over there in the terminal. And I'm like, y'all need to get it together, baby. All of the other terminals in Fontana, in Lebanon, in all of these other little different states, their terminals are fabulous. They paved, they nice, it's fancy. And then you go over there to Fort Worth, and it's just a dust bowl. Ain't got no concrete, ain't got nothing. It just got a whole bunch of dirt. And baby, when it rains, it pours. And baby, when I tell you, your car, your truck, everything is gonna be messy. You gonna be mad. I'm just saying, y'all need to do something with that terminal, because I really like y'all and I really want to come back, but I don't like the terminal. And I know that's like, okay, it ain't that important. It's important to me because I live in my truck. Okay, so when I take home time, I don't go anywhere. I go in my truck, but I just go to the state that I want to go to. I just be in my truck, so when I'm in my truck, if I am taking home time in Fort Worth or whatever the fuck, and I want to take a shower and I want to come back to my truck, it's like I just need the terminal to be nice. Okay, so I'm rambling. Let me go on to the next thing. So I left Interstate, went to Conway. Fucking hated them, y'all. Once again, let me reiterate that I am telling you my experiences with these companies. I'm not trying to persuade you to leave or to go or to not go or whatever the fuck. I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life, honey. I'm telling you what I experienced with my experiences, that's all I'm telling you. So I did not like Conway. I hated my dispatcher. Like, you know what? If you do not know this by now, your dispatcher will make or break your whole experience with a company. You can like the company. It could be a very decent company, but you get with that dispatcher, and that dispatcher, you don't like your dispatcher, it's over. You ain't gonna like that entire fucking company just for that dispatcher. So anyway, didn't like my dispatcher. I hated they goddamn Conway got them Qualcomm. They don't got the Qualcomms. They got them big, I don't even know what the ones they're called. They're big and they slow, and they're, like they look like a really, really old computer. Like as far as the way that the letters are written and all of that. I hated them. I didn't like them from day one. I knew when I was in orientation that I wasn't gonna want to stay. Nothing particular. Like I said, I didn't like the vibe that I felt over there. And I know that every reason that I'm giving you is very stupid. Some of them, I know some people are gonna make comments. Some people are gonna be like, well, that was very stupid of you to leave just for that. Grow up, be a woman. Take it and blah blah blah. And I already know that I'm gonna get all those kind of comments and stuff like that. But I don't mind. I don't care, because I already know that somebody's gonna have something bad to say regarding regardless, so it's whatever. You know, when I left all of those companies, it's because I felt like people needed me. You know what I mean? I'm a truck driver. Anybody's gonna hire me. You know, if these people ain't treating me right, I'm gonna go somewhere where somebody is treating me right. So that's what I kept doing. I kept switching jobs. Every time something wasn't perfect the way I wanted it to be, I would leave instead of just, you know, talking it out with somebody or you know, whatever the fuck. I would just leave. So that's what was going on with that. And then so yeah, I just didn't like Conway. I didn't like my dispatcher. I didn't like those big old slow Qualcomms. I didn't like I just didn't like the vibe. And I know that's probably not a good enough reason, but I mean it's true. I didn't like it. You know, my dispatcher was trying to make me do shit, and I was like, man, look, I told you I need to be off for Christmas, you know, blah blah blah. He was like, well, if you wanted to be off, you should have blah blah blah. Okay, fuck you. Okay. Anyway, so I left Conway. I only stayed with Conway for like a week or something like that. And then I left Conway. I went to Martin Transport. They are actually the longest. They're actually the company that I stayed with the longest. I stayed with them for 7 months. And I know that that's very sad that I haven't been with a company for longer than 7 months. I know it's sad, okay? So left Conway, went to Martin. Martin was actually a really good company. They had a fabulous terminal in DeSoto. I loved the terminal. The terminal was off the chain, had the showers, had the laundry, had a nice driver's lounge. Everything was paved. My car was, it was good, okay? No dust. Sometimes it had a little bird shit on there, but no dust, anything. Loved the terminal. Loved it, okay? And I love the company because you know what? When I finish this video, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna explain to some of the new drivers the difference between detention and layover. So let me get back to Martin. Martin had the best detention and layover. They actually let me go. I wouldn't have left them. I did not like any of my dispatchers, but the pay was really good. I wasn't getting any miles, but I got most of my money. Like I would make probably $800, $900, sometimes $1,000 checks. That's what I would bring home. For the most part, between $8,000 and $1,000 is what I brought home every week, and all of that money was from detention and layover because I only got like maybe 2,000 miles a week. You know, it was mostly, you know, maybe 1,600, 1,800 miles a week and stuff like that. They did not run me hard, but I didn't even mind, baby, because their detention and layover was off the chain. Okay, let me break it down. So the detention, it was after 1 hour at the ship or the receiver, you get paid $20 an hour. So they used to send me places where I'd be sitting there for motherfucking 8 hours and shit like that, okay? So so after 1 hour, you get paid $20 an hour. Detention is $100. I mean, I'm sorry. What did I just say? I don't even remember what I just said. But okay, detention is $20 an hour after the first hour, and layover is $100 a day for every 24 hours. But you didn't even have to be down for like 24 hours. Like, you know, if you were just down for, you know, whatever, 18 hours, like it doesn't have, like they don't be all specific about it, you know what I mean? Like if you were just down for basically a whole day that you could have been driving, they give you $100 for that day. They have so many different things that they had something what they called bad weather pay, and they would give you $100 a day. If you had to stop, like one day I was driving through, I don't remember what state it was, but it was a windy state. So I'm thinking maybe it was Colorado or Wyoming or some shit like that. I forgot where I was at. But I was driving through, oh no, it was Oklahoma, I remember. And my dispatcher called me, right before he called me, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, damn, this fucking wind is picking up really hard. You know, I feel like I'm about to roll the fuck over. You know, I need to get my life together, you know. So right when I was just thinking that, my dispatcher called me. He was like, hey, Kalani, you know, we see that you have there's high winds in the area that you're in. Do you want to stop for the day and we can reschedule your load and we'll pay you bad weather pay? And I was like, yes, I would like. The matter of fact, I would like to stop. Thank you so much for asking. Let me light this joy, y'all. What's going on, creep? Oh, you ain't got to wave back at me, punk ass. So he looked like he close to the motherfucker. But anyway, y'all, so I was like, matter of fact, I would. So I got paid $100 that day just for sitting there, didn't do shit, just because I didn't feel safe to drive, and they didn't think that it was safe for me to drive. So they called me, they paid me, and that was that. So they got bad weather pay. They have trailer pay. If something's wrong with your trailer, you catch a flat, you got something wrong with your airlines, you got something wrong with your reefer, whatever the fuck, if you got to take it to a TA or something like that, they give you $20 an hour, and it's not after the first hour. I do not believe it's not after. I think they just give you $20 an hour, just for, you know, having to take your trailer and get it fixed. Or if you have to take your tractor and get your tractor fixed, your APU or anything wrong with your tractor, if you got to take it in, they give you $20 an hour while you are getting that worked on. So they have a lot of different little pay, you know. So the detention pay was off the chain, the layover pay was good, the bad weather pay, the trailer pay, tractor pay, and then sometimes my dispatcher, he would make me do something that he knew I didn't want to do, so he would just like throw me like $50 here and there, you know, when he was making me do something that he know I didn't want to do. Like, I've been up all day, and next thing you know, I gotta go pick up a load at 12 o'clock at night after I've been up all day waiting for a load or some shit like that, you know. He'll just go ahead and be like, here. He'll just go ahead and give me $60, $100 or whatever, because he knew he was making me do something I didn't want to do. So they was really good. Now, the dispatchers themselves, I was only there for 6 months, and I had like 5 dispatchers, because all of them got on my nerves. All of them, they would call me in the middle of they would call me and just be, I feel like, how long this video been going? Hold on. Oh, goddamn, 21 minutes. Okay, look, I'm about to stop this video, if it even lets me upload the video. This is a long video. I'm so sorry. I had no idea I was talking that long. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So, left Martin because they fired me, and now I'm at National Carriers, and I love them. So, that's all I had to say. I had no idea that this video was this long. I'm sorry, y'all.